her progressed descendant was sextile Midas. And that Midas rising is her feeling that she deserved money, wealth. That was her right.
Oh,
So Midas natal, 21 Virgo, 17 minutes.
where's your Midas at?
I don't remember. And her natal, her progressed Fortuna was in 4 Gemini, right on her progressed moon.
Fortuna,
Progressed Fortuna. No, not part of Fortuna. Asteroid Fortuna,
Okay.
which is supposed to be good fortune. This is an asteroid named Fortuna. 4 Gemini, 18 in the outer circle, progressed right on her progressed moon.
Wow.
And natal Fortuna was 15 Gemini, which is very close to her local east point at 14 Gemini. So she had this sense that she should be fortunate. And her natal Artemis, which is like a Venus asteroid, is right on her natal Mars. And just past them is Utopia.
Oh, natal Utopia on Mars.
They're all just, Utopia is just over a degree, but it's connected by other aspects, other things to it.
Exactly.
And her progressed Mercury is down there at 13 Sagittarius. So that was sextile her Utopia. And also, it was quincunx her progressed Pluto. Quincunx is a change in direction, and it isn't good or bad. It could be either.
That is an interesting way of looking at it.
And Mercury also is semi-sextile progressed Juno. So there were some strong Mercury aspects. And one of the interesting aspects was her progressed local 8th house. And the 8th house is like Pluto, Scorpio, which can be return on investments or money from other sources. That was right on her natal Uranus. 23 Pisces, but still within 1 degree orb. And it was quincunx, just coming to the quincunx to her Neptune. Now she had another of the luck asteroids, the OPS, for underground wealth and luck. That was right on her natal anti-vertex, 1 Scorpio. No, 1 Virgo, 12th house. Let me see what else I've got written in here. Oh, yeah.
That's natal ops. Okay.
That's natal OPS, ops, at 1 Virgo and 15 minutes. 2 of the ones we picked out that might be good luck, Ganesha, the elephant god, and Nortia, goddess of fortune, both of those were on her natal Jupiter, both at 14 Capricorn.
Wow.
So her inner feeling from birth was, I should be lucky. Things should come to me.
She had to wait till she was 65 or 70.
Well, this is 1998. She was born in 1925.
She was 73.
It took all this time.
72, actually, because this was early 98. But she had won before, but this was the big win. This wasn't her first win, but this was a big win with millions.
I wonder what she won before.
I don't remember. I can look for that article and see if it says any more than that. But there's another of the good luck ones. Remember, Tyche is one we picked out, also good luck. Progressed Tyche was on her 7th house cusp.
Look at that.
So virtually every asteroid we picked out in our collection to be lucky, she had all of them prominent. Makeover, which just could be changed, was natally right under Saturn, so it was sextile Jupiter and trine Pluto. Her life was definitely made over because she won and her husband retired all at the same time.
Maybe you can contact her for astrological research.
No, I'm going to work with people I know. Okay, there's more that I have in here. Oh, let's see. One of the good luck ones we picked out, Nehelenia, was conjunct her Venus natally, and progressed Midas had just come to reach it. So she had natal Nehelenia on Venus, and progressed Midas was conjunct, had just reached Nehelenia. And Artemis, which is one of the Venus goddesses, was on that progressed ascendant and trine progressed Uranus. 21, Artemis was 21 Scorpio. And progressed Fama for fame, because this definitely was in the newspapers, you know, and the court battle and all that. Progressed Fama was going over her utopia in the first house. And progressed Sophia for wisdom was on a natal moon. Yeah, progressed Ops was trine her her local anti-vertex, and the local midheaven was also conjunct that local anti-vertex.
I'd be interested in knowing what you found. The difference between her February and August. Why would it improve in August?
The main change is the moon.
Okay.
And so if you look at the moon's position,
It's now 11 Gemini.
it's gone, to 11 Gemini.
Oh, I see. The moon was opposite the Venus.
Yeah, at the
natal-
time she won, the moon was on Fortuna and opposite Venus and Nehelenia, and just past Midas. They were all clustered together. And it was semi-sextile Vesta. And it was quincunx her progressed sun. So the moon had really strong aspects.
But guess what?
But
The progressed moon was trine to Mars in the August. We started to get a nice.
but when she actually won, the moon had reached the trine of her natal Mars.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Mars, guess what? Rules the 8th house. So
Yep.
getting money from the state.
Right. And the moon also is semi-square, octile, her Chiron in the 8th house.
Mm.
At 26 cardinal is octile, or trioctile, 11 mutable. So there are plenty of aspects, but I was interested to see how many of those asteroids we had picked out for luck were featured in the chart. Progressed Karma had reached a trine to her Jupiter, actually holding it for some years. It's 15 Virgo. And her progressed local ascendant was at 0 Virgo, and her progressed midheaven was 1 Virgo, so they were not far apart. And they had been quincunx to South Node. One was quincunx to mean node and one the true node, but there were a number of quincunxes in the chart for the change in her life. Both her husband's retirement, which changed her life, and her own big winning. And the court battle, all those were changes, of course.
Well, how old was her husband that he retired? Was he in his 70s?
I would assume he was probably close to her age.
Well, he's retiring pretty late.
But we don't have his birth data, so I don't know. But lots of people work up to 70.
Not in the post office, I'll tell you.
No, not in the post office.
It's a little too hard work physically.
Physical work, it seems to me people should be allowed to retire early. And mental work you can keep on doing.
Yes.
Definitely.
Exactly.
That's the nice thing about mental work.
do your physical work when you're young and
Yes.
up there, and then you can do the mental when you're very healthy after all
Right.
that physical work.
Now there's also an asteroid named Klondike, which is, of course, the Alaska area where they had the gold rush. So I put Klondike in here too, which I don't think we've included in our bunch. Progressed Klondike was at 14 Gemini. So it was on Progressed Pallas, Quincunx, Saturn, and Jupiter, a yod. Again, it's major new direction changes in our life. So for all the people who think a yod has to be negative,
No.
there's no way.
That's true.
It can go either way. It just says change,
Big change.
and potentially big change.
Especially with the yod.
Yes, especially with the yod.
Double.
Yeah, so both Pallas and Klondike were setting off that yod. Okay, any other questions? There were other quincunxes too. Abundance, which in the asteroid is Abundantia, was at 2 Taurus, which was quincunx or moon, at 2 Libra.
There's quincunx in here.
Now there were some classic aspects too. So if we leave off the asteroids and go back to those, the Saturn trine Uranus, and the ascendant coming in to trine progress Uranus. Venus trine the midheaven, we haven't mentioned that one. That's important.
Yes.
Yeah, that Venus trine to the midheaven is real important.
That would be Venus, progressed Venus.
Right. Progressed Venus, 18 Aquarius.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Especially since she put money out, 5th house, right?
Uh-huh.
That's the actual gamble or investment.
Yeah. And there was a long-term square of Jupiter to Mercury. It was still in orb. So the square didn't prevent her winning. Jupiter just went from one square to another much of her life. Although it also trined her ascendant and east point at different times. Mercury was semi-square natal Mercury on one side, and also semi-square Jupiter, so it was at the midpoint of Mercury-Jupiter. And the Chiron-Neptune trine stayed in orb, and the Pluto trine Saturn stayed in orb. She had those as a backdrop permanently there for the potential of success, because there's water houses involved, Neptune a water planet, Pluto a water planet in a water sign. So that's where I expect to see luck, is water and possibly fire with the harmony, long-term harmony aspects.
Not so much Earth.
Not so much Earth. Earth more feels like I gotta earn it.
Oh, okay. But I was just thinking in terms of material wealth.
But
and
Taurus,
Okay, I
but
see.
not so much Virgo or Capricorn.
I understand.
Venus believes it can come easy without effort, but not Virgo or Capricorn. They believe you gotta work.
Maybe I should leave Long Beach after all, so I don't have that centered on my ascendant. That way I
Yes.
can win the Lotto.
Somewhere else you might feel more like you really could get it without working.
See? Now I've got an incentive to leave Long Beach, so I can win the Lotto.
Yeah. Yeah. So plan on taking it with you and playing the Lotto in Sedona.
That's right. They got the Lotto in Arizona, I'm sure.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, but almost in every state.
Well, shoot. And then we should have bought the Lotto there. I didn't even think about it. Well, I feel lucky too, you know.
Mhm.
I just feel luck is coming my way anyways.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
so.
I've earned it, so why not have luck?
So why not?
Life is not an either or, right?
Yes,
It's an and,
it's
so
an
I
and.
can earn it and win it.
That's correct. Absolutely right.
The progressed Saturn trining natal Uranus.
Right. Yes. And also, of course, on the other side, it was semi-sextile to the Sun. And Uranus held a long quincunx to the Sun also, who was there her whole life. So again, in her case, the quincunx was very positive. Uranus was exactly quincunx the Sun and widely Neptune, so that Uranus may form a yod in the natal chart. Now, do you want to look at Slobodana?